Hey everybody, it's Hunger again, and it's time for another Fakemon showcase. This time we are showcasing Dark Master once again. It's been a few weeks since the last showcase. I want to do these more regularly. I just didn't have anybody else besides Dark Master who had a showcase ready to go. That's why Dark Master is getting 2 showcases in a row. You know, if I have other people who have a showcase ready to go, then obviously I'm going to put them before somebody who's already had so many showcases. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to go ahead and get right into the Mons here. If you don't know who Dark Master is, we've already done a few showcases of Dark Master's designs. Before they were Dark Master, they were Altraria Gamer, so they've got this will be like their 4th showcase in the series. So here we have Motlug. I guess it's Motlug. It is a dragon bug Pokemon. It says, the egg on the back of Motlug is very fragile. If it breaks, the Pokemon will become very aggressive and will go on a rampage until they find a new egg. So, I guess it doesn't care if the egg belongs to it or not. It just likes having an egg on its back. I guess it would be like one of those Pokemon that has an ability that hatches eggs more quickly or something like that. It's an interesting design. It's got the primary colors going on, red, blue, yellow. Maybe a few too many colors, you know, because it's got the green and the white and the dark blue as well. But like I said, I do like the overall design of it and the concept. I think it's a pretty cool idea. All right, next up we have Dwarpy. I think that's a D. I cropped this, but it was already cut off on the side, so I don't know if it's supposed to be an O or a D. But anyway, it's a normal psychic. It's the fortunate Pokemon. Its ability is Pickup / Super Luck. I do like this design a lot. I think with a little polishing, this design could be really cute. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be cute in the first place, but it looks like a little elephant. And like I said, I think the concept for this Pokemon is super solid, and could be a Pokemon that a lot of people would want to use early game. You know, so like I said, I rate this. I could get behind one. Then we have Olmold, a ground grass Pokemon. It's the cave dweller Pokemon. So it looks like it's supposed to be some sort of a turtle, or maybe its body's supposed to be a rock, but it definitely has turtle tendencies going on here. It's an interesting looking Pokemon. I guess it's got little leaves poking out of its head. Is that what that's supposed to be? Leaves or horns there, but you know, it says it's a grass type, so I'm guessing they're leaves. Nice little design there. I think we've already kind of got some Pokemon that do this sort of thing. Like it reminds me a lot of a Cradilly, with the way that its head looks, and then the body. Of course, we've got plenty of turtle Pokemon. So like I said, you know, reminds me of things like Torterra or maybe even Golem. So, but like I said, I do like the overall concept of the design. You know, it looks a little weird, but like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Alright, so this is called Sentinet. It's a water electric. It's a signal Pokemon. Its abilities are Clear Body and Volt Absorb, so I actually like the concept of this a lot. You know, these Pokemon with sort of disjointed metal bodies, held together by magnetism. I've actually done a Fakemon design or two that have similar concepts, so I can get behind this. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of a plain cuboid face, but again, that's something that you kind of see in these types of more object-like Pokemon. Okay, Dunnymph, a bug normal fan-made Dunsparce evolution. Okay, so right away, I gotta mention, fan evolutions, especially of Dunsparce, are a pet peeve of mine. Like, when you're making a fan evolution, it's gotta be solid. It's gotta be a really solid concept, and it's gotta be something that Pokemon would actually evolve into. People don't get Dunsparce. They don't understand it over here in the United States and in the Western world. Dunsparce is not a bug. It's not a dragon. It's that's why it's not either of those types. Dunsparce is a snake. Okay, it is a Pokemon based on the Japanese creature Tsuchinoko. Tsuchinoko is a cryptid like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. It's a creature that's rumored to exist, but that there's no actual proof of it existing. Tsuchinoko is basically a really fat snake, and obviously, if a snake has swallowed something large, it's going to kind of have like a fat abdomen. But Tsuchinoko takes that to like an extreme. It's like it's a snake, but it has like this huge, wide midsection. So anyway, and that's what Dunsparce is supposed to be. It's a Tsuchinoko. So if anything, if you're going to make an evolution for Dunsparce, it should be more serpentine, and it shouldn't have like the wings and the other things that they're superfluous. They don't necessarily need to be there. If you're going to make an evolution, a rock type would be more appropriate because Suchi means rock or stone. This design isn't really a favorite of mine, but like I said, I don't like a lot of other Dunsparce fan evolutions either. I hated the one from Uranium as well. So, like I said, it's not necessarily anything personal or anything like that. It's just that people, if you're going to do a fan evolution for a Pokemon, I feel like you should research that Pokemon and come up with something that it would logically evolve into. So, but yeah, like I said, this is not what I would think of when I would think of a legitimate Dunsparce evolution. But like I said, I don't think that any fan evolutions I've seen for Dunsparce are any good. That at least that I've seen so far. All right, so here we have UB Envy, Ultra Beast Dragon. It says Pokemon is going to be in my fan game I'm going to make later on. Good for you, having the aspirations for making a fan game. Hopefully, you get into ROM hacking or using those types of using Pokemon Essentials or whatever new types of tools come out for making fan games. Pokedex entry. This Pokemon spends a lot of time sleeping. Its home is like a galaxy. Every 2 years, it comes to Earth to help farmers grow their crops. Hey, it's an interesting thing. Alright, this thing. Ultra Beast UB Adhesive, Poison. There's a UB Adhesive already, and it is already a poison type. Poipole was UB Adhesive before its official name was announced. Pokedex entry. This small Ultra Beast might look cute and harmless, but it's extremely dangerous. One touch on its poison-like body can send a person to the emergency room. I mean, that Pokedex entry could easily describe Poipole. I'm just saying. But I mean, it looks like Kirby if you were dreaming about it in a nightmare a little bit. Like that's the best way I could describe it. It's a weird looking design. You can't really determine if it's supposed to be. Is this black thing in the middle? Is that supposed to be an eye or a mouth or I don't know. Doesn't. There's a lot going. There's a lot here, but there's not a lot going on for this design. It's kind of a miss all around. Like I said, the concept is extremely similar to Poipole, especially the name. Like not that Poipole is a pink chewing gum looking blob, but we've already got Pokemon that do that as well. So like I said, this one's a miss from me. Epici. I'm not sure how that's meant to be pronounced. It's a psychic Pokemon, and it's obviously meant to be a multi-tailed fox sort of a creature. This Pokemon's multiple tails represent its emotion. If it's angry, the red-tipped tail will glow, and its eye will turn red. So its eyes are supposed to change colors depending on how it feels, and whichever tail corresponds to that emotion will glow. Excuse me. So it's an interesting design. It's a design that wouldn't work really well in a fan game that was made from some of the earlier generations because of color limitations. But I do like the concept. It is a nice concept. We of course already have Ninetales and you know various other fox Pokemon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't use another one. You know, and if it's meant to be like another animal, like a dog or a cat, that's okay too. But like I said, the tails are definitely more evocative of that fox thing going on there. I do like the concept as a psychic Pokemon. Good job there. Kumosumi. Okay, I love this thing. Uh, some of the coloring here on the legs and on the back looks like it's sort of bled out of the lines there, but the concept is really solid here. It's a bug psychic type, which I really like. It says Kumosumi spray a mind-controlling mist to manipulate its prey and trainer alike. Uh, I like the creepy Pokedex entry, like, oh, I can control trainers and do all that sort of thing. So it kind of runs the show, you know. So I like the idea of it. I can't say uh, anything bad about it really. It's a cool concept. Um, like I said, the only thing I would say about it would be the coloring on it. It was a little on the sloppy side, but again, I'm not here to critique the artwork. I'm more concerned with the design and the concept of it. Then we have Deliquet. It's normal flying. It's it looks like it's supposed to be a Quetzalcoatl, and it looks like it's kind of uh, looks like it might be a little bit misspelled there. But anyway, it's a cool looking bird. It's a nice looking bird. You know, I think the normal flying typing it's a little plain. I think if you're going to go for something like that, that's supposed to be a Quetzalcoatl, uh, then you might want to go with something that's like a maybe a dragon or an electric type or something like that. Like I said, I just think that the normal typing might be a little plain for something that's based off of a already mythical bird. So but yeah, I do like the design of this. It does look a bit like a parrot, but like I said, I do like the overall concept of it, and I think with a little bit of tweaking, it could be a really cool, legendary sort of Pokemon. Boto, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Boto, it's or Bootu, something like. Anyway, it's a water grass type, and it's a river dolphin Pokemon. So its name automatically brings to mind, boat or surfing. Like this is something that you would get on and surf. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is pretty cute. It's got that going for it. So yeah, I could see it. I could see a trainer, jumping on this and riding around, you know, and that's not a bad thing when you can sort of imagine how this would fit into the Pokemon world. Digotis, I'm not sure. It's a rock bug type, resurrected from the pincer fossil, the sea scorpion Pokemon. Okay, I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with it being a sea scorpion Pokemon. I just wonder why it's a rock bug type and not like a rock water type or a water bug type. And I understand it's a fossil and all the fossil Pokemon are rock types, but if it's a sea scorpion, I feel like water typing should be represented in there somehow. But again, yeah, we've got fish Pokemon that aren't necessarily water type, like Stunfisk. So, like I said, it's not necessary. You don't absolutely have to have it as a water type, but like I said, maybe it just learns a couple water type moves, kind of like Anorith. That's what this reminds me of most. Anyway, but as far as the design goes, I think it's pretty solid. Concept is decent. You know, there are definitely ancient sea scorpions out there. Not necessarily my favorite of the bunch, but it's still decent. Olmagon, dragon Pokemon. These small dragons don't like to be on the ground. They tend to float around in the sky, and they are usually found sleeping on clouds. Okay. First of all, this is adorable. Uh, I love its cute little face. Uh, the concept is also cute. The idea of this little guy, sitting on top of a cloud asleep. That's pretty darn cute. I might even say, if I were drawing it, I might I might have its legs be hidden inside of a little cloud. Just have it sitting on top of a cloud, looking out. Uh, you know, just to kind of replicate how it would look. But anyway, I do like the way that this turned out. It's a very very nice design. I like the concept a lot, and I think it's pretty cute. Titrepor? I'm not sure exactly. Titrepor? I'm not sure. It's a ghost flying type, and it's the execution Pokemon. So, weirdly spelled name aside, I do like the concept of this. I think it might be cool if the tail were more like a scythe or something like that. I think that's kind of what they were going for, with the shape of it. But I think if it maybe kind of popped up away from the body and then sort of hooked like a scythe, it would be a little more obvious. It's got the red wings and the red face, and then it's got the sort of deep red eyes with the black coloring on it. It works. It's very nice. When you're coloring with black, there's very few places where you want to use like a full dark black. Most of the time when you're coloring something that's meant to be black, you're going to color it more of a dark gray color, like a very dark gray. That way your lines are still going to show through and you can still shade it. But I get this is more of a beginner sort of a thing. I'm not going to critique it too hard on the art style. Again, I'm more interested in the Pokemon's design. I'm just trying to give out some tips for people who might be watching this, looking for ideas on or tips on how they can improve. So. But yeah, it is a really really cool design. And I think with, like I said, with little tweaking, it can be something really awesome. All right, Dalur. It's a ghost Pokemon with the ability to disguise. There's not too much to say about this one. It's pretty obviously a Mimikyu clone. Just the way its body looks and everything. It's got some little floaty purple things around it that I'm not sure what their purpose or reason for existing is. Its little face there, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be its actual face or its disguise face. I'm guessing that's it's like a disguise. It's part of its disguise, but it's got like a little lightning bolt eye on one side and then a regular looking eye on the other. So maybe the regular looking eye is the real one, maybe the other one's the real one. I'm not sure. Definitely not the most original thing. Like I said, it's definitely meant to be like an homage or kind of a copycat of Mimikyu. For what it is, it's alright. Alright, and last but not least, we have Scarfy, the Joey Pokemon. It's a grass fighting type. I like the idea of having a Joey Pokemon. I think the typing is pretty cool. We've already got grass fighting types out there, but Breloom kind of is already this. I mean, if you look at the way Breloom's body is shaped, it kind of already is a kangaroo. Like, it's not really supposed to be one. It's supposed to be like a mushroom. But like, if you look at what Breloom looks like, it's got the kind of elongated feet with the shorter, stubbier looking arms. The snouty face. So. But like I said, I think this is a cuter, smaller version of that. So I don't really dislike it. I don't really think it was meant to be a copycat of Breloom or anything like that. I think that Breloom just kind of sort of fills that role without really trying. But, anyway, but like I said, I do like this design though. I like the concept of it. When you see stuff like this, it just reminds you of how weird of a Pokemon Kangaskhan is. Kangaskhan, when you look at it, you know, and I'm mentioning Kangaskhan because obviously it's a kangaroo Pokemon, and this is a attempt at a kangaroo Pokemon, or particularly a young kangaroo Pokemon, a Joey Pokemon. Kangaskhan, if you look at it, is just bizarre. They have them as all female, presumably because, okay, you'd have to, it has to be a female in order to have a pouch that it has a baby in, right? But, like, if you look at, like, the way it evolves and the way it does things, it's almost like the baby is the actual Pokemon. Because when you Mega Evolve a Kangaskhan, the baby is the only thing that changes. If you look at the mom, nothing happens to it. Like it's the baby that's doing all the evolving and jumping out of the pouch and fighting. So, and then its ability is called Parental Bond, meaning the bond it has with its parent. So it's almost like the baby is the actual Pokemon, which makes sense because you hatch a Kangaskhan out of an egg, and it's literally already full grown with a baby. So it's kind of unusual. So, and then of course there's all the fan theories about a Cubone is a Kangaskhan baby that's lost its parent and now wears its parent's skull around. But I do like this concept though. I like the solo Joey concept that you've got going on here. I think it's pretty cool. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for Fakemon Showcase. Thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to be on if you would like to have your work featured on Fakemon Showcase, let me know down in the comments, and we can discuss how you can get your work to me. Keep in mind, in order to do an episode, I want to have at least 6 designs that I can talk about. Any less than that, and it's not going to be a very long video, and I just don't want to have these super short videos where I'm talking about 1 or 2 designs, and I don't want to have more than 20 designs. Having about Dark Master usually keeps their showcases down to about 16. That's a pretty decent size, and like I said, 20 is about the limit. I don't really want to do more than that because then the video just goes on forever and it takes hours to edit. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into these and a lot of editing that goes into these. So anything that can cut that down and keep it a little easier on me is appreciated. All right, and with that said, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!